Hey guys, today we're gonna be doing something a little different today. Like I was saying in a previous video. So you know the Varyag is a pretty brand new Tier 3 Russian cruiser. And yes, the Aurora is out of the tech tree. But today, I'm gonna be comparing it with the Aurora, and if Aurora does come out into the shop soon, or if you do have an Aurora, well, you're probably wondering which would be a better idea. Well, before we get into this, hopefully if you enjoy this video, then and what I do on the channel, then please don't forget to subscribe. And with that said, let's go right into this. So first off, in survivability, now keep in mind I am actually using this skill. Now when we check the armor here, now it does resemble I do remember how well it resembles the Aurora's armor. And when we take away the auxiliary room's armor, we can see this thing, which is pretty common on Tier 3 cruisers like this. Yeah, I mean, you can see this here. And of course, bad gun protection. That's pretty obvious. Because now, in terms of guns, the ship has 12 guns, and there are 6 on each side of the ship. Yep, like you can see here. Yep, I mean, it's pretty obvious where the guns are. Yeah, now, it is a different gun arrangement, too, from the Aurora, because the Aurora actually has a forward gun right there, compared to the Varyag, which does not. But this gun positioning is actually pretty unique, I should say. Because I'll show you later. I'll show you later. There in the video, but, now, in terms of maneuverability, the max speed is 25 knots, which is actually pretty good for a cruiser. I mean, 3 knots faster than St. Louis, for example, and is able to outrun even Tier 4 battleships, which is good. Well, almost all Tier 4 battleships. It can't outrun Miyogi, but either way, it can outrun run all Tier 3 battleships. Compared to the Aurora, which has a slow speed of 19 knots, so Aurora cannot actually beat this ship's top speed. Which I know about that. And the range is not too bad. I mean, I did reduce it as well. So... No, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad, especially when you put Concealment Expert on. Now... What else? Alright, so... Here we are on the wiki here. And we can... And the Aurora and Varyag. So... Now we're going to look at the Aurora. Right here, so... Now when we look at here... Hit points is... I mean, the hit points here is not too bad for a cruiser. Now, it actually has 14 guns. I mean, it is noticeable because it actually has a gun on both the bow and stern, Kind of improvement over Varyag. A little bit of improvement over Varyag. But I was saying earlier that the speed is very low. Which is, yeah. The speed is actually pretty low, so... That's... I mean, yeah, really, you cannot outrun most battleships that it can... that Wargaming will put you against. Whereas, with the Varyag, it has a speed of 25 knots. And the range here is almost 11 kilometers. So, Varyag does have, it is easier to detect than the, I was saying, yeah, the Aurora. Right here. Now, and the rate of fire, 7.5 shots per minute. Now, when we look at the Aurora here, Aurora can fire 7 shots a minute. It can fire only 7 shots a minute, so that's slightly less than what the Varyag can fire. Also, in terms of in terms of hit points, a normal Varyag will have this much, which is I mean, so the two ships are actually pretty equal in HP. I'm not gonna lie, but the Aurora has 100 HP more than the Varyag. I mean, 108 more HP is still a matter of luck. And you can see the range here, 10.6 kilometers, which is obviously shorter than Order. Now, what we can see here with the Aurora maneuverability, turning circle radius is 400 meters. And rudder shift time is 6.4 seconds. So, when we compare that to the Varyag, let's see what we get with the Varyag. So in maneuverability, Varyag has a higher turning circle radius, and the rudder shift time is just a tiny bit more than that of the, so Varyag is a little bit worse than Aurora at dodging torpedoes, though it does have a higher speed. Now, in terms of secondary guns, the Varyag has 12 of them, which is just as much as, which is the same amount of main guns it has. Now, when we go to the Aurora, let's see here. Aurora has no secondary guns, so that's a problem too. Yep, no secondaries. Alright, so that's gonna be a problem. If you're trying to handle multiple ships, handling some DDs. So Varyag is better at handling DDs since it has more guns to work. Since it has more secondaries and main batteries combined. Alright, so with the Aurora. So now when we look at the Aurora, with the Aurora, right, when we look here, so 5 degrees per second for the reload time. 336 seconds for them to rotate 180 degrees, and the firing range is 11.2 kilometers, and the maximum dispersion is 99 meters. So, and the HE cell damage, by the way, is 2100 HP. Now, when we compare this to the Varyag, see what we have here. So Varyag's turrets actually are a little faster and take 30 seconds, to make a full rotation, and they are in the firing range is actually almost 11 kilometers. And when we look at the Aurora again, so I don't forget the range of its guns, the range is slightly higher, so it can hit from slightly higher. I mean, then again, it's worth pointing out that Varyag is actually the oldest ship in the game, as it was commissioned in 1901. So there's that. And so Varyag has no AA guns. And I mean, you're really not going to be carrying out aircraft carriers too much these days. And Aurora does have a little bit of AA on board. It's just, you're not going to really be caring about aircraft too much, but Aurora still has a slightly better chance of, dodging aircraft attacks than Varyag. So there's that. What else? So, there's that. What about their goods and bads? So, Aurora, large number of guns on each broadside, decent armor for a tier 3 ship, slight edge and range 11.2 kilometers over counterparts. Now, when we take the Varyag, and I forgot the Aurora's flaws here. For flaws, Flaws of the Aurora: slow speed and sluggish acceleration. AP ammo rarely effective. Partially absent AA suit. High shell arc and slow shell velocity. No secondaries. Now when we look at the Varyag. So, firstly, here it's good. It's good things. Decent shell penetration for HE and AP. Decent rudder shift time. Placement of guns on either side of ship allows player to quickly switch targets on a different size. No, it's flaws. Worst damage output of all the tier 3 protected cruisers. I mean, St. Louis, Aurora, all the tier 3 cruisers that don't have torpedoes. There's lowest amount of hit points compared to the rest of the tier 3 protected cruisers, of course. And of course, there's the Tenerife, Fremantle, and Caledon having less, obviously. A high shell arc makes hitting agile ships at maximum range very difficult, and I have learned that the hard way. Main battery cannot take advantage of commander skills, basic firing training, or advanced firing training. The combination of her sluggish speed and mediocre range makes it very difficult to damage fleeing enemies. Like Bogatir, no AA guns. I mean, so there's that. I mean, you're really not going to be caring about AA. You're not really going to be caring about aircraft carriers that much anyway. Now, in terms of HE shell damage, it does 2,700, which is 600 more than what the Aurora does. So that's that. Now, oh yeah, I was gonna do one more thing here before we end this one. Now, before we get to this, that is one cool horn. But I was saying something with gun arrangement. If I can just move the guns here. Okay, there we go. So as we can see here, this gun is actually in that position, but if I move it over, that gun cannot fire. But look at this. I don't fire that shell, but then suddenly firing a 7th shell. So that, I mean, that is a pretty useful gun arrangement. I'm not gonna lie. Let's just fire again. I mean, you can just pull out and literally, you can just keep spinning, like, you can just keep wiggling your ship like this and just keep on shooting. But what's also great about this gun arrangement, you got guns on the other side as well to help you out. And plus, us with the Aurora, you don't need to wait for that, and the Bogatir, you don't need to wait for that other gun, you don't need to wait for that middle gun to just get over there. And it has secondaries too, don't forget that. Not like the Aurora, so. Oh, yeah, that makes a very useful gun arrangement. Okay. So guys, what can we conclude here? Varyag may have less hit points than the Aurora, but however, it is faster. It does have a better gun arrangement, and a very good one, I'm not gonna lie, and has secondaries too. It may not have AA, but you're really not gonna be caring about carriers that too much, and can outrun almost all battleships that it is allowed to encounter. Honor, except for the Miyagi though. Oh, you can't outrun that. But either way, guys, that was a pretty interesting video to see the differences between the Varyag and the Aurora. And if I had to come to a decision, Even though, now it is true, Aurora has a slightly higher range than Varyag. Again, it does have trouble damaging fleeing ships. And you'll probably remember the other differences I pointed out. But guys, let me know in the comments below. Would you rather prefer the Varyag or the Aurora? Well, guys, that pretty much sums it up. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, press the like button and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in a future video. Peace.